everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be decorating my classic vertical planner for the week of April 7th through the 13th. I have been going back and forth with what I wanted to do because I did not know what I wanted to do. So, I think it's just going to be another like florals, quotes, and a doll kind of day. So I pulled Live Love Pasha's Neutral Florals. I think I went with this. Yeah. Or was it these? I think this is the one I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go with this. And this set came with the boxes. So I'm going to use the darker brown and the tan. I think those are the colors I was going to use. And then I have this doll from Anika's Creative Closet, KD334. So I'm going to use that. And then I grabbed the Functional Noir from Live Love Posh, just in case I wanted to use some black or some quotes. And yeah. I was thinking about these pieces, but I think that's going to be too wacky. Too much going on. All right, so we're going to get started. And I was actually looking at this washi. Now, this is the thicker washi. Not thicker, but you know what I mean. And I'm not sure if I want to use it because it does take up a lot of space. Decisions. Yeah, because this washi I usually use for my big planner. I guess we can use this one. I'm trying to do something different. This is just going to blend in. This is the washi I use when I want a washi, but I don't want it to be pronounced. Oh, what about this one? No, this has different colors in it. I thought it was just tan. Yeah, this is the kind of washi that I use when I just want to use washi, but I don't want it to stand out. But I think I want one that stands out today. At least that's the way I'm feeling, but I don't see one. Please do not fall. Please do not fall. No, I don't want to use that. All right, I guess I'll go with this one then. Because I don't see, let's try this. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Here I go yawning again, guys. All right, let's see what we can make happen with this spread today. See what we can do. Let's see. Last week was a pretty good week. Nothing went on. Oh, my son, great news. My son is moving out. Him and his girlfriend found a place. I think he said 2 weeks. I'm happy for him. He needs to get on with that part of his life. I still think that as a parent, wish he was doing better for himself. But slow progress is better than no progress. That's the thing about that. So, I was talking to a friend of mine. I think I mentioned this before on my channel. It's, I think I'm going to put this way over here. It is, parenting is quite a learning experience if there ever is one. Ooh, does that look okay? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel. It's like I committed, but I didn't quite commit here. But I stopped there because that's where the sidebar was at. I don't know if that looks weird or not. I guess we're going to have to see, right? I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. This might not be a good starting off point. Do we just have these 2 pages? Yeah. With parenting, you either so-called, you quote-unquote, right the wrongs of your own childhood, right? Or you follow in the same footsteps of whatever childhood you grew up in. If it was a bad childhood, we hope and pray that you parent differently to provide a different childhood for your children. And that's what I felt like I did. I felt like I went a totally different direction because my childhood was not good at all. And, you know, I parented on that fact, on that strength. And that's what I was talking to my friend about. And he was saying the same things. He's a father. So it's good to get his perspective. But he was saying the same thing. Like, we almost had the same kind of childhood. Not, I don't know. It's just basically parenting ourselves in that aspect. And not really having a go-to person as a child. Yeah. So that led us to both parenting our children in the same style where we provide for them, right? And in doing so, we hope to cultivate these mature young adults who are ready to face whatever the world brings their way, who are encouraged, who, you know, knows that they have the support system that we craved as children, our own selves. And we want them to go out there and win, unlike our parents felt for us. Like all of those things, right? And I prided myself on that, you know, making sure that I was there for him. The one thing that I still think about to this day is his father. I said, if he's not a walking billboard of how dumb I was at 17, I don't know what is. It's facts. Like, it is just exactly what it is. I feel like which is so sad for me to say, and I hate that this happened. I don't regret my son at all, but I hate that I feel like I picked the same exact father that I had for my son. And it just, sometimes it really kills me because, And so I know that I'm resilient, right? And I know that I'm a strong person. But you don't know, you want your kids to be resilient. You want your kids to be strong. And you know, my son talks to me about stuff, but he doesn't talk to me about everything, of course. And so I just pray that he's not, I don't know, I want to say scarred, but I don't know if that's the right word to say, about him and his father's relationship. Because I've always been in his corner, been in my son's corner. I've always been rooting him on and speaking encouragement and positive things into his life. And I know that I'm not his father, you know what I'm saying? So I can only do but so much. But I hope that what I did do has helped him and has allowed him to, you know, be the best that he can be in spite of. In spite of, however his relationship with his father is and all this other stuff, that's my hope. But my thing was always like, be there for him. Because like I said, nobody was there for me. And I felt like if only I had somebody there for me. And, rooting me on and encouraging me. So that's what I always tried to be for him. And me and my brother, the one who passed away, we always had such a, like, that was our thing. Because he didn't like that. He felt like I babied my son. Like, you baby him. And to me, I never seen it as babying him. I felt like, isn't this what a mother does? Like, what have I done? What have I done outside of what a mother should do? Like, what exactly am I, like, not doing? Like, what is it? Let me know. Because in my eyes, all I've felt like I've been doing is just being there for him. As I felt like like I said, I felt like people should have been there for me. And my brother's seen it as babying. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. But I think I got his point. I get his point now. I don't even know. I still go back and forth about it because, okay, my son is going to be 30 years old in November. And living to his potential, no, he has not. And he has to know that he hasn't been living to his potential. And I think I'm going to add let's add some black to the party because I don't think these colors are going to make it, just these two colors. So, I always used to tell Steven, like, if I had the opportunity to stay with my parents, to get myself together, to level up in a way that would better my life, I'd have jumped right on it. No questions asked. I wish I had that opportunity as a young adult to just kick it with my mom and get my life in order. Like, what? Like, that's gold. Like, what are you talking about? And I just don't feel like he's been using this opportunity in the best way. And I'm just, so for that, I guess, I understand what my brother is saying, but what am I, like, as a mother, like, what do you do? Coming from a situation of feeling already like as a child neglected, abused, mistreated, thrown away. Like, how do you want me to take those feelings as a child, right? Have my own son, my own child, and then reciprocate those same emotions to him, especially when his father is like not good at all. And I know what it's like. I'm talking two parents. Two parents. So I would not ever, ever, ever want my son to feel the way that I felt. Especially, like I said, knowing his father was not going to be there for him in a way that a father should be. And so now you want me to do as he does, right? Not as he does, but just, I guess, draw the line somewhere or something, I guess. I don't know. I think that's what the point is that he was trying to get to, is that, I guess I do too much, which I didn't. Did I allow him to stay with me? Because he had nowhere else to go? Absolutely. Like, okay. I'm not going to allow my son to be on the streets, especially not in New Haven. Are you nuts? To prove a point? No. Some parents can do that. I think about birds all the time, how they just chuck their chicks out of the nest. Be like, listen, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. And I think sometimes as parents, we need to have that too. There has to be a balance. That's what it comes down to, a balance. And maybe I didn't have that as a parent, but I felt like from the circumstances that I was growing up in to where I am, I felt like I did the best that I could. You know what I'm saying? I did the best that I could. And, you know, me and my friend were saying the same thing, is that our kids are not taking that gift of stability. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking the gift of stability and saying, let me make something out of this. You know, just like I was saying about having the opportunity to stay at your parents' home while you get yourself together. Like, that is, to me, if I had, like I keep saying that, like if I had that, that would have been gold to me. And so I gave him that opportunity. And it just sometimes bothers me that he didn't utilize it in the way that I would have utilized it. But I guess we're all different, right? And when he went away, when he went to jail, he got locked up. And oh my gosh, that was the hardest time for me. That was in between the passing of my brother. And no, it wasn't. Yes, it was. It was in between the passing. My brother passed away. He went to jail, and then my mom passed away. So it was just all of this, like, crazy emotional time in my life. Crazy emotional. And I was so down on myself. And that's what I was telling my friend, because that's when we had to talk. And, you know, he was just like, you can't blame yourself for the choices that your child makes. Because you do. Like, when you don't see your child progressing and moving and doing the things that you feel like they should be doing at the age that they are in, it does make you question, like, well, maybe my brother was right. Maybe I really was not a good mom. Like, like maybe there was something to that. I don't know. Maybe it was, because if I was a great mother, he wouldn't be where he's at. And my friend was like, no, you cannot think like that, because he's his own person. He makes his own decisions. Have you taught him better? Did you teach him right from wrong? Yes. Have you provided for him and given him a home and stability and, you know, yes. Did he finish school? Did he get his, diploma? Were you there for him in other ways? Yes. Okay, so then after that, there's really nothing left for you to do. Right? There's really nothing left for you to do. You just got to hope that they make the right decisions and they live their life in a good way. But it bothered me, y'all. Bothered me. Bothered me for quite some time. You can't help but to go over in your mind, like, is there something I did? Is there something I should have done? Is this, like, did I not do enough? Or, As parents, we do. We always question. Always questioning. Always questioning. Let's get some quotes in here. But yeah. So I'm glad that he's finding his way. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she has, I think, 3 boys and a daughter. They're older, of course, and they're all out living their lives. But she told me about her, I think it was her middle son, and she was like, "Ugh, I had such the hardest time with him," and she was like, he's finally getting himself together and this and that or whatever. And so I said, well, how old is he? And she goes, I think she said like 32 or something like that. And I laughed so hard, and she was like, what's so funny? I said, well, that gives me hope. And she was saying, like, I think it's the boys. I think the boys, believe it or not, take the longest. Sometimes are the late bloomers. The girls usually are the ones that just take off and just, you know, kills it at life. And the boys, not so much. Some boys, yes, but the boys, not so much. So I don't know. I said, well, from my experience, I'd have to say the boys, not so much. I'd have to say that. But I am grateful that I am, let's use this one, that I could be a landing pad for him, you know? I always wanted a landing pad for myself, and I'm glad I could be that for him. And one of these days he will recognize that. I think he's starting to now. When he sees his relationships, like with his friends and their moms or their parents and stuff, I think he's starting to see that, you know what? My mom's not that bad. My mom's pretty cool. And she's hung in there with me through quite a lot of things. And I can appreciate that. So I think he's starting to see that, which is a good thing. I'm not mad at that. I just wanted him to do well. I want him to do well. I want him to do well in life. I want him to be an upstanding citizen. I want him to give back to his community. I want him to just be a great husband, a great father when the time comes. And yeah, that's what I want for him. So I'm excited that he's moving along on his journey. However much time it takes. Guy, I'm glad he's moving along. So he goes, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. I know you are. And I said, well, Stephen, I probably won't the first couple of months. But probably after that, I'll be like, you know, looking for you and stuff. But I think I'll be basking in the glory of me being alone for a hot second, if you don't mind, sir. Because let me tell you something, this girl, I need to have a talk with her before they move in, because I'm going to have to let her know that this guy is not no walk in the park. He's just like my brother and my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. They are people who say what they need to say, kind of. My brother, yeah, my father too. My brother he could be very abrasive when he's speaking. And you have to have a certain kind of Well, I respected my brother. He was like my dad, so in some ways. But you have to be able, he's the kind of guy that you have to be able to take the meat and spit out the bones. My sister is very sensitive, so she and my brother never, no. Because, like I say, he's very abrasive. He says what he wants to say. Boom, boom. You take it, you leave it. That's it. He doesn't care about feelings and all this other mess. He's going to say whether you want to hear it or not. He's going to tell you what he thinks. And that's just it. And my sister, no. You have to talk to her a certain way, else she will shut all the way down. She will not hear anything you have to say. And she probably won't talk to you for 6 months. That's just how she is. You cannot. You cannot do that with her. And my brother did not care. He did not care. He's going to tell you what it is, period. And that's it. And I'd always have to, like, when he did that with her, I'd always have to go behind him and talk very nicely to her and rub her back and say, you know how he is. Even though that's not a good excuse. Like, why do we do that? It's not a good thing to just be like, if you feel some kind of way, if somebody makes you feel some kind of way, the go-to should never be, well, you know how they are. No, because that's not good. You have to learn your audience, and that's something he never did. With me, you could say that. I don't care. Like I said, I'll take the meat and spit out the bones. Doesn't matter to me. But my sister was not like that, and I think he kind of fed off of that because he knew that, you know, he would ruffle her feathers, and sometimes he played on that, so. But let's not normalize that saying, well, you know how they are. That doesn't make it right, you know? It doesn't make it right. And she felt really guilty when he passed. Because, like I said, they weren't close, but it wasn't her fault. It was him. He was a jerk sometimes. I just learned to laugh at him, and she just internalized it really bad. But I told her, please do not let that beat you up for the rest of your life. It is what it is. He knew you loved him. That's brother and sister, you know? Sometimes you get along, sometimes you don't. It is what it is. What are you going to do? All right, let's put some quotes. But I'm happy about my son. It was supposed to be ooh, I smacked that really good. This is supposed to be like a really good, like lighthearted, oh, I'm so glad he's moving kind of story. But it went somewhere else. But anyways, I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. And I hope everything works out. She's a nice girl, though. I did meet her. And I knew this was serious because this is the only one that I've ever met. He's had other girlfriends before, but I never met them. And he would always tell me, I'm not bringing nobody around you that I'm not serious about because I know how you are. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm so nice. What is he talking about? Why would he say that? It's rude. She's a nice girl. I don't know what she's getting herself into, but she's a nice girl. So I'm telling you, my son is not a walk in the park. He just says what he has to say, and I tell him all the time. Sometimes he comes to me and be like, you know, a disagreement they had or whatever, and I say, Stephen, you can't say stuff like that. You can't. Well, why not? Because, you know, there's a way to say stuff. That's why not. That's why not. You may feel some kind of way, but there's just a way to say it. That's all I'm saying. You can say stuff and still be nice. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but yes, you can. Can you? Yes, I believe you can. Does that look weird coming out? Like, should I cut that down more? Let's cut this down more. Do, 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 do. All right, that's a little better, right? What do we got here, people? This is a very neutral spread that I feel like it just needs. I don't think I need any more florals. What do we need, people? What do we need? What is it do we need? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like, honestly, which is crazy for me to say, and I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it because it needs to be said. And you guys are not even going to believe I'm saying it. But I'm going to say it. This needs, I feel like, honestly, I feel like I needed to do a color spread. I need color, which is crazy because I love neutrals. But I feel like this week, I feel like I should have did a color spread. Why did I not do a color spread? I don't know. Let me look in Look Spring because I know there's like a neutral kind of vibe in here, isn't it? No, no. What book was I looking in? Ooh, that's not good. Was it in the Elements? Could have been. I could take some, maybe some pieces. Yeah, might be in here. Ooh, I can use this for my fitness. Yeah, I could take some of these, not these. Does that work? I don't know. I think I just need other pieces of something. I know there's a floor on there, but I still think it looks cute. just adding elements from all types of stuff. All types of stuff. I feel like I'm going off the rails here, guys. Am I? I'm so used to my little trinkets that I can't. I just need trinkets in here. That's better to me. I don't know. I just needed something else. Give it a little life or something. I don't know. All right. I took these from the neutral elements from this box set here. All right. I think I'm done screwing around with this thingy here. Did all I could do. All right. Let's get the planner. I'm so surprised at me wanting color in this. Maybe because it's spring. I don't know. Maybe because I've been doing a lot of color spreads and I'm just used to it now. Could be. Have I become an all-around planner, decorative planner who can use anything? Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Have I arrived? Yes or no? Have I? All right. Here we go. We used all Live Love Posh and a doll from Anika. So we got neutral florals. We have the Functionally Noir. That's what I use for the quotes. And Functionally Neutral for boxes. And KD334 from Anika's Creative Closet. And we came out with this beauty. And a little bit from the neutral elements as well. We just took a couple of things here and there, you know, just to spruce it up a little bit. Just to give it a good zhuzh. All right, so that's it, you guys. Yeah, now I kind of like it. Now it looks pretty good. It looked kind of plain and just not so appealing before, but we made it through, and I love it. So that's going to be it, you guys. It's going to be my spread and my classic vertical planner, which is my catch-all planner for April 7th through the 13th. Yeah, I'll have all the sticker books linked in the description. You can use my code Mika10 for 10% off of anything on Live Love Posh's website, not including any of the box sets or bundles. And I'll also link Anika's Creative Closet as well, so you can check her out. She has a lot of beautiful dolls, a lot of good stickers. She has sticker books, great quality. I love her stuff. And yeah, so that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and make sure you hit the bell so you are notified when new videos are uploaded. And I want you guys to have an awesome day. Stay safe, stay warm, or stay cool wherever you are. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.